at that moment. Who is to say when they leave off the stage that?
I mean, realistically, I mean, it didn't happen in that show, and I think the reason, and that's another reason why people gave him so much credit, because I don't know if you remember how long has Draco the Ruler been? Maybe it had to be no longer than 2 years ago. So Snoop Dogg had a show where he tried to do something similar, where he was trying to bring all the LA gang members together. Mm-hmm. And after the show was over, a big brawl broke out, and that's how the one of the a rapper from LA, he ended up getting stabbed and killed at that concert that Snoop had. So realistically, even for that, so it was just like, I think that was one of the reasons why it became such a bigger moment, because people, you literally just got to see, maybe like, I want to say maybe it was a year or two ago. I can't really remember. I know it wasn't longer than 2 years ago when Draco the Ruler got killed at that Snoop Dogg concert. But I think that was another reason why people kind of gave Kendrick even more credit, where it's like, damn, this kind of fire.
I mean, I get it. I understand it. I guess what it meant, I guess, for LA to say, okay, we can come together and, you know, be at peace. But truthfully, how long does that peace really last?
I
like
think
we did this for the moment, right? So, but like, what about the future? What about moving forward?
I think it lasts as long as people feel like it could benefit them. So let's kind of even look at it where it's just like, all right, while we all kind of getting a different spotlight and he's showing people love, or people got to see you on that stage, because it's almost just like performing at an award show where it's like, all right, you get to perform at the Billboard Awards, or you get to perform at the BET Awards, and you might not know some of these people. So now you're getting familiar with some of these names or some of these people you may not never heard of. So it's like, all right, if I'm a Crip from California, or I'm a Blood from Compton, or whatever case may be, and we both got different areas that may support us differently, let's kind of link up right now while we got the momentum, and let's put out a song together.
But they not rappers. They gang members.
No, some of them was rappers and some of them was gang members. So like, realistically, most rappers are backed by gang members, or I mean, in the West Coast. But if this was the South, most rappers are backed by drug dealers. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like, yeah, okay, I may be a gang member and it may be a bunch of gang members on the stage, but I'm sure my little homie rap, oh, this is a big gang member from this neighborhood, this is a big gang member from that neighborhood. 9 times out of 10, most of them have a little homie to rap.
Okay, I got it.
So it's kind of like realistic, because trust and believe, if them niggas didn't have, if this was literally just nothing but gang members with no music ties or affiliation to it, they wouldn't all got on that stage, because it don't serve me no purpose. But if I'm only a gangbanger, we just going back to what we just talking about with the careers. What purpose would it serve me to get on this stage with this nigga besides to send myself to fucking jail? If I'm only a gang member. If I'm only a gang member, me sitting here throwing up a set, and I don't know the laws in California, even how the gang shit it even work, because
that was crazy too. Like, if they gang members, why? I mean, I would assume they not, you know, maybe the police not looking for them, because it was only one dude I saw with his face covered up. Everybody else was showing their face, so they probably, the attention's not on them. So
and that's why I say I think that because most of, we don't live in California, so I don't necessarily know what even, because I'm only thinking of course with my DMV brain, it's like, I don't think you could get away with, hey, we're going to DC and I'm get a bunch of known gang members. And of course in DC, we don't actually like Crip and Blood gangbang, but you may claim your neighborhood. But I couldn't imagine, hey, all these big time whatevers from this neighborhood and that neighborhood all getting on one stage and the police not trying to lock nobody up after this was over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they got away with it. So I think in California, where it's kind of like, and it seems so crazy, but just think about every movie that we have ever seen from California and just general, from Boys in the Hood, Minister Society, the actual movie Colors, like they kind of all realistically not glorified, but that's a part of the background of shit. Even Training Day, when Denzel Washington went into the jungle, that's a real blood neighborhood. That neighborhood is designed exactly how it was on Training Day when Denzel went in there and said, "King Kong ain't got shit on me. I'm gonna put cases on all you niggas." Excuse me, that's a real blood neighborhood. Shit, the matter of fact, even on Snowfall, that same what's the nigga what was the nigga with the curly hair that played in the wood?
Sully.
Yeah, he was from that same exact neighborhood. And then think about on Training Day how it was, and it was the same exact way on Snowfall, because that's actually how that neighborhood is made. That neighborhood, the jungle, is a blood neighborhood. So I don't necessarily, like I say, I don't know what the actual law is in California, but just I'm not trying to use the word glorify, but it's almost damn near like they glorify gang culture because that is a part of.
It's a part of their culture.
Yeah, it's a part of their culture. So they don't shy away from it. So that's why you see it on damn near any TV show that's based out of California. Shit, even on Insecure when the nigga was he was a blood.
Yeah.
In the Easter building, it was kind of like, oh yeah, the blood, whatever. Like that was just a part of the thing, and that was just something small. And that's a show that realistically ain't trying to glorify nothing. They trying to just show you the black experience, but they still showed you like, oh, Easter's this cool such and such girl, whatever case me, she trying to figure out life, but her neighbor's still a blood.
And I don't think he did it. It was done to glorify gang violence, like you said. It's just a part of the culture.
It's a part of their culture, so they don't shy away from it. And I think that's what kind of make it cool.
Yeah, I mean, so that's I figured that, but it's just like I didn't think of nobody up there being rappers like.
Oh no, a bunch of them was rappers. Like even
some of them, yes. Like I heard Schoolboy Q, whatever. It's like some of them, yes, but like the majority of them, they was probably just.
Oh no, let's be clear. Some of the bigger dudes where it kind of just like you seen the brolic niggas who look like most of them niggas got home from jail. They had no shirt on with the strong nigga with the gang. Of course, no, them niggas are just gang members for sure. But I think it was a good. I mean, because even shit, look at Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, like they basketball players, but I'm sure they have some gang affiliation, even if they're not actual gang members. If you grew up in these neighborhoods. Even think about how Kendrick Lamar, even his very first album, Good Kid, Mad City, like I may not personally be in a gang myself, but I'm still gang affiliate. And nobody never knew because that was never his swag where he really never tried to glorify it, but he still never like YG glorified it. He never shied away from it.
So like for the Russell Westbrook, that's not the NBA won't be like, oh, you shouldn't have did that. Like,
because now you kind of, let's be clear. The NBA went crazy on John Wall when he was in a video. And I think John Wall from like Kentucky. So let's be clear. Outside of California, it was still something. I mean, of course, we seen it again on Snowfall when they went to they went to Alabama and niggas was gang. I mean, Lil Rock. All you got to do is for people who too young, HBO, and it may be on YouTube. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm old enough that I seen it when it was on HBO. They had it was a HBO documentary. It was called Banging in Lil Rock. Lil Rock is crazy on the gang shit. Like I'm talking about OD crazy. And then again, when we talk about like the middle of America country and the way they play with their guns is completely different. So we all know by now the gun laws are way looser in the middle of America. Arkansas is in the middle of America, but gang banging, just all I'm telling you, I'm sure it's probably on YouTube by now. And if it's not, you could probably, if you got cable, you could put it in on HBO. Banging in Lil Rock is a real thing. So that gang culture. The NBA went crazy on John Wall, but Russell Westbrook has been crip walking for a minute because even when whatever year he got when he got traded from the Wizards and he got traded to the Lakers, and his very first, soon as he got traded, he came home. Who concert was that he was at? It may have been Westside Boogie. I can't remember, but one of them California niggas was having a show, and he literally was on stage crip walking with the nigga.
So I'm about to show my ignorance of sports. Who was a person that had the guns that?
That was Gilbert Arenas.
Basketball player.
Yeah,
right?
and he played here. And shout out to Gilbert Arenas because that post that we had last week that we was talking about with Damar Shepard and Tiana Taylor. Gilbert Arenas commented on that post. And that was something one of the reasons why I always tell people, and this is for my content creators or even podcasters, where you kind of always just kind of consistently just post. Just think about it last week. I was telling y'all that was just a random post I was just posting. So to get Gilbert Arenas, and that was one of the things that it was just so funny because I always just tell my cousin, I'm like, bro, some of these videos that be getting like hundreds of thousands of views, just because you don't see celebrities commenting and liking them, most of them just got more discipline than the average person. So they don't want their names up in some of the shit. And my cousin was like, man, pin his Joan. I'm like, the only reason why I wouldn't do it, because I'm not, like I told you, I'm not like DJ Akademiks. I'm just never going to be that much on some fanboy shit. But I still want to act like, nigga, this is a normal day in the office to me. But I was geek. I'm not going to be lie and act like I wasn't geek, like I wasn't screenshotting and sending it to my like immediate friends. Like that shit was tight to me, but it was just still like in the comment. I'm like, even when he commented on it, I was like, I can't even really like, if this was a sports topic, I would debate the hell out of Gilbert Arenas. But because we talking about a basketball player who has literally smoked the courtroom when it comes to child support, divorces, and whatever back and forth with girlfriends and money and shit, Gilbert Arenas is the undefeated champion when it comes to that. And I told him that in the comment. I'm like, bro, you are the king of getting over on women in the courtroom. So I can't debate you on this. I just appreciate you being a real nigga, even commenting on this, because most people wouldn't. Because
what did he say?
He says like some slick shit. Basically was just saying like, dog, this is a basketball nigga trying to get over on a girl, and he just trying to figure out a cool way to do it. He just said it in another type of way where he wasn't trying to dry snitch, but he was trying to sit here and say like, this is a part of the game.
Why you didn't tell him that's not? Like you was just saying that.
But the difference with him is just like, And I think, and that could have been me just almost being a fan too, because it was just like, this nigga's just, he different when it comes to beating motherfucking women in the courtroom. Like, that shit is kind of like untalked. Like, that's like almost a untalked about thing where it's like, dog, Gilbert Arenas be fucking these women over in the fucking courtroom. And not, well, I ain't gonna say women, probably these same exact women. I can't, it's either two women or the same woman multiple times. We even come to like, even for him though, he has one primary custody of his kids. So it's a little bit different where it's not like, oh, I'm trying to not take care of my kids. Gilbert Arenas take care of his kids. He done beat his baby moms or ex-wife or whatever in the courtroom multiple times for child support and all that because, hey, I take care of my kids. Give me my goddamn kids then, and you won't get shit. So, I mean, it's just a little bit different. Like I said, but I do appreciate it. And then in that same breath, in that same sentence of that topic and conversation, what is it? It's a blog page and it's called what is it? It's on site. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have that many followers, bro. If you're gonna steal my content, bro, post my shit. Don't sit here and watch what I did and see it getting traction and then you try to recreate it. Because I said it to Marcus and I was just like, dog, look at them, like, dog, you watch it. And I know that you've seen this from my page because when I made that topic, Joe, I literally took a clip that Ahmad Shepard said something a year ago on a podcast and added that into the conversation, into a new conversation. So all they did after my Joe really started, especially right after Gilbert Arenas commented on the Joe, I watched them post a old clip, that same from that I was talking about a year ago on it. I'm like, bro, why you just couldn't tag me? I see you seen that it's working on my page. You could have just took my exact video, posted it on your Joe, but you sit here and try to recreate. I was like, no, that's some hoe ass shit. But anyway, shout out to Gilbert Arenas for being a real nigga. I don't even remember how we got. Oh, because you asked me about the gun thing. But shout outs to everybody. Just with that, even with the Kendrick Lamar thing, I guess we can kind of just stay on that topic for a second. I do want to play a clip of Joe Budden. Joe Budden had a clip where he was sitting here, I guess, on Twitter Spaces last night, and he was trying to sit here and give himself some credit for the Kendrick Lamar thing. And then I do want to play a clip from Akademiks where he was kind of whining about how he feels like a lot of the music industry kind of turning their back on Drake.
Other point, I'll share some really, it may come off the wrong way, it may sound narcissistic, but I don't think any one man takes down Drake. I think that was a baton. I think I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and the job is done now. That's how I feel in my head and my heart.
That's crazy. But that's looking at Drake as more than just a person. That's looking at him as an entity, a business, some, you know.
Yeah.
That's a wild baton to pass, by the way. Yeah.
As far as your other point,
all right, so and like I said, I am a huge Joe Budden podcast fan, and I do one thing I can give somebody credit on is when you have like a cult-like audience, in which Joe Budden does when it comes to his podcasting. Because for people to actually let you get off that wild ass that comment was ridiculous to me, bro. Let's be honest. And I'm somebody Joe Budden is what I believe maybe like 700 episodes in that podcast. I've literally listened to absolutely all 700 of them. My nigga, I've never in my life heard of Joe Budden Drake this song. So for you to sit here and be like, I passed the baton to Kendrick to Pusha T, I guess what? I'm 100%. I will go out on a limb. Unless you are a diehard Pusha T fan, you may have heard that Pusha T Drake diss one time. Maybe you listen to it twice to try to figure out actually what he was said. I'm 100% positive. I will go out on a limb and say 97% of people who are diehard music fans, if you are not a diehard Pusha T fan, never listen to that song more than twice. So for try to put you two poop-butt niggas in the same contract, in the same conversation as Kendrick Lamar is a lot of audacity and ridiculous, dog. Love Joe Budden as a podcaster, but like, bro, we talking about rapping niggas and not hear that shit. Like, stop, dog. And again, like I said, his audience is so cult-like and so ridiculous, they will kind of let him get off that stupid ass comment because it ain't nowhere in the hell, though. It's like, nah, what are we talking about? We cannot be serious at this point. Where was it, John, with Akademiks crying about? I thought I had it saved, but I must have didn't. Here you go.
I'm sorry, I just can't repeat what y'all be saying. So when it's not about, I'm not personally getting back on here trying to have or rehash conversations of the battle. By the way, the whole thing with the person who was y'all want to know the truth? I won't call the name. I'll tell you the truth though. The dude who came on to expose Kendrick had nothing to do with Drake. That person got referred to me by people who worked with Kendrick. 100% fact, like I don't swear to nothing, but trust me. Those people who put me on with that guy, I talked to all parties. They said, please don't mention our name because we do good business with Kendrick. We don't want no problems. I said, I will make sure. I said, that guy won't say y'all name and I won't say y'all name. They work with Kendrick. They don't work with Drake. Now, I get it. Some people might believe that's a play that Drake put in place, or I'm doing that for Drake. I'm sorry. To keep it real, that timing probably didn't behoove Drake or whatever shit got going on, because people are going to think it's from him. But I'm sorry. If anybody wants to come, hey, let me just send this little smoke signal to everybody. If you want to come expose the game in terms of people rigging their streams, rigging their concert tickets, rigging anything, you could do that anytime on my stream. I'm at this point the person who I like to knock the lid off of anything. So if you got some real, and by the way, the guy who came on, I had people vet him. People who are in the same business as him. Keep in mind, who did I tell you put me with the guy?
So with all that being said, and I'm mad because I definitely played, I want to say I played the wrong clip. I did. But anyway, just real quick, in that clip, and I'll play the right clip after that. I played that clip that I just played was Akademiks talking about, he had a dude come on his platform and basically was sitting here saying he was paid like, I want to say it was something crazy. Was it like 3,500? I think it might have been like 3,500 or 35,000. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it was like 3,500 something. So it was either 3,500 or 35,000 to stream Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us." I want to say like 30 million times or something like that. It was something crazy, but he was basically sitting here saying he was a paid streamer to like boost up the streaming music. To me, again, when I'm sitting here saying like after, and I think this is something with nasty work when it comes to like Drake fans, it's like, that stan community is just weird because it's just like, bro, just take the L. Who really cares? Like, don't, it's so. And I think sometimes even when I'm speaking, just like with the Joe Buddens or even just other older music platforms that I listen to, a lot of them don't, because they don't want to engage in with the newer artists. They be hung up on this conversation because I'd be like, bro, this shit is old. I don't want to even keep really talking about it. Like, who cares? If you're a Drake fan and you don't want to hear Not Like Us, or you tired of people talking about it, dog, don't pay attention to it and don't listen to the goddamn music, or don't try to be in on the topic. Like, I feel like Drake fans were trying to rain on people's parade, dog. And this is sometimes, I guess, when it comes to like with certain Drake fans, it's like, you just may be a little bit more detached from just the black community, because even just the whole Kendrick Lamar performing on Juneteenth, it was like, bro, that Drake line in the Jones, like, you be rapping like you're trying to free the slaves. That to me kind of like Drake almost literally he signed and paid for that goddamn concert himself off of that bar alone. I'm a Drake fan, and I can sit here and say the nigga said you rapping like you trying to free the slaves. Why would I not throw a concert when the slaves was absolutely free on the entire United States? And guess what? I'm not even a crazy history buff, but guess what? Let me tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, it took Texas 2 years after the slaves was free to figure that out. That's why Juneteenth has been a bigger thing in Texas than it has anywhere else in the world. So for that Drake to have that line, and then for Kendrick Lamar to do it on Juneteenth, nigga, that made no more sense than that. Drake put himself in that casket, dog. You gotta that Kendrick Lamar concert was like going to somebody's funeral. Like, I don't necessarily know if you live out of the town or you live somewhere else and you never heard Shy Glizzy funeral. And the way he painted, and I told y'all about how I feel when I listen to that song, it's just to give you an eerie feeling. But if you ever just kind of picture or thought of what a funeral would look like if you was just, bro, I literally felt like you was at a goddamn Drake funeral. That goddamn dog, like that nigga literally, people saying he took a victory lap, whatever. Nigga, that shit was like a goddamn repast or a funeral or whatever you call it. They was literally celebrating a goddamn body. That nigga had Dr. Dre come out there and say, I see dead people. Like, nigga, do you know how nuts that was? And then even kind of tying it back into why I love the Chicago sky. For Kennedy Carter, literally her very first tweet was, I see dead people. That type of shit right there. I'm sorry. That's why I like Lamar Jackson. I don't kind of like, I feel like even when it comes to like Patrick Mahomes and some of them niggas just be, you teetering that white line too much for me. I like my people to hop onto that nigga shit. So that Kendrick Lamar Juneteenth shit, I ain't gonna see him about to make it like I'm about to go listen to every Kendrick Lamar song that he ever created. But that Not Like Us got a special fucking place in my heart. I ain't gonna hold you.
And this is to like everybody in hip hop media. And I don't know if there's like a consortium, and I don't know if there is some type of conspiracy. and I don't know if maybe I'm left out the group chat that everybody seems to be on code with. Me, myself, personally, I have zero problem with Rolling Stone, Elliott Wilson, Joe Budden, any other person. I don't care who, even fans. And I think as time goes on, I don't care if y'all say Drake lost. It's fine. That's not the thing. What I've realized is that this ain't even about the battle now. When I hear this from Joe, he's echoing what I hear a lot of people are saying to me, but they're not saying stop reporting about. They want me to stop saying anything positive about Drake. I understand there is an entire now eco-structure of people saying, let's now push the narrative that this guy who, let's say he lost the rap battle, but he's done. He's done. He's a culture vulture. He's washed up. We have a new king. He's going to be the best ever. Drake is going to go away. I understand that's a thing that a lot of people want me to echo. I'm sorry. I just listen to Kendrick Lamar like once a month. I listen to Drake every day.
So, like I said, with all that being said, I do agree with Akademiks. That is one of the things, but I do agree with a lot of people. I do think that Drake realistically should probably take a break. Take a break until wintertime. Like sit, allow the summer to bypass you. You kind of, because I don't necessarily, because like I said, that song is bigger than just a Drake diss song. I don't necessarily realistically know what type of song you could put out for people to forget that song. Like you, and I know he got some 2 songs about to come out this weekend with I think the girl White. I don't necessarily know, but it's some girl about to put out a project on Friday, and she got like 2 Drake features on it. And I think she got like a feature from the City Girls or something. I can't remember her name. I honestly don't care because I think Meg dropped this Friday, so I'm probably not gonna listen to it anyway. But Drake should realistically just sit down wait until the fall time. OVO, that's your seat. You know, Mr. October. Wait, come back. When the weather started to change, it's about to get cool, cuffing season come, and just come straight with the R&B vibes. Literally come straight R&B vibes and start your career almost over again. And come in just with come back the same way you came in. Because the girls gonna always love you. It's when the weather started to change, everybody want to get booed up and whatever makes you can meet people where they're at instead of trying to chase the other sounds. Because screw not just like the Kendrick Lamar, not like us. I told y'all Glorilla had one, and when I'm talking about on God's timing, when I talked about Angel Reese early in the game, God's timing for when the perfect timing for when Glorilla dropped that goddamn what was it, TJ Friday, whatever she calling it, that what is it? It's Friday, it's 95 degrees, I ain't got no nigga, ain't no nigga got me. Then she dropped that shit, and we literally had the hottest goddamn week last week. On the entire East Coast, that was the absolute hottest week historically for the month of June. And she dropped that song on a perfect time, and even the goddamn news nigga bought into it. And that's the difference when I was sitting here, and I do want to sit here and I saved, and sometimes I get it how sometimes people tweet their good stuff so fast, and that was urging me up. But I want to tell y'all, Nicki Minaj may have a jinx with her when it comes to doing features. And just hear me out. I know it's like, especially if you was a female rapper, and I know I even came on, I was geeked out when Nicki reposted my stuff. But for rappers, when I say it may be a jinx, because you put yourself up against so many other women who don't like her, and now it's like, I feel like it's quiet for Ice Spice. Think about Ice Spice was riding that hot hand of Nicki Minaj when they was dropping back-to-back songs together. Ice Spice was the new girl. She was on fucking fire. Ice Spice is about to put out a project next week or the week after next, and not a goddamn soul gonna give a damn. Every time she's trying to promote it, it's just people clowning her. And I know it's so bad because at one point in time, they was trying to pin her up against Lotto. I think a lot of people paid attention. Lotto called her a baddie. That Lord, you think I'm a fart? Lotto had it up, and when I watched them post it up on the joint, and when people started to call Lotto a bully, I knew it was over for Ice Spice. So people don't know what I'm talking about. Over the weekend, Lotto performed at Atlanta's summer. They basically their summer jam. And Lotto was the headliner. So she had a cake for herself, and she was kind of trolling Ice Spice, and she had a cake of a shit emoji. Think I'm the shit. Y'all know that's Ice Spice, Lil Jon, or whatever the case may be. You think you a father, whatever the little Ice Spice shit is. Listen what I'm telling you. It's over for Ice Spice. Sexy Red was having her moment. Think about how long Get It Sexy didn't last. Get It Sexy felt like it was about to be the new song. Like Sexy Red was on her day. Everybody was loving the throwback videos of Get It Sexy. And then Meg and Glow stole that moment with the Wannabe. And then it's kind of like Sexy Red just put out a project. Only song people kind of talking about is the Drake thing. But for Sexy Red, if my only lean, and let's be clear, remember Sexy Red made her bed on, I'm gonna do with Nicki because I let Nicki get on Pound Town. So she was a Nicki girl. And now it's kind of like when you just think about it, when I'm saying here saying you still need that camaraderie from the rest of the girls, because when they pulling out their projects or who commenting on your stuff and all the girls who supporting you, just think about it. Look at all the WNBA women, even when Meg is coming to different cities, they are attaching themselves to Meg. You kind of going to need that group support and that group camaraderie because you can't rely on Nicki. Now Nicki she'd have done her tour, she went completely silent. And that's not no shade to Nicki when I'm saying she may be a jinx, because she got what she wanted out of it. But now for them, it's kind of almost like the Drake effect when he did songs with like McConan and all these other people. But hers was a little bit more differently because Nicki was kind of bringing these girls out and leaning on them a little bit more till she put out her album and then went on tour. She ain't take none of them girls on tour with her. Put out her album, didn't put none of them on her album. And again, you kind of left these girls out on an island by themselves because now they boxed out. Because if you go Team Nicki, now that means you're not doing no songs with Meg, you're not doing no songs with Cardi, you're not doing no songs with Glorilla, you're not doing no songs with Lotto, and then that just continues to trickle down from all the girls who support each one of those girls differently. So you're not doing a song with Gloss, going a song with Gloss Up. You're not doing what's the girl, Elisa, that mess with Lotto, Back Outside, whatever the case may be. And the crowd went so crazy at Birthday Bash when that girl performed that song. And that's the thing. And you know what's so funny? When that song came out, I seen people I wish Lotto stopped doing songs with all these miscellaneous people. And because they was talking about her, because she did the feature, and she put what's the Lord do, a Baby Drill on the It's a Party song. And people was all right, cool, we tolerate it, whatever the case may be. And then when she was teasing the song with the Alicia girl, people was like, I wish Lotto stopped doing songs with these miscellaneous people. One, shout out to Lotto for continuously doing songs with people that people didn't know. Because I swear to God, when she performed that song on Birthday Bash, that song got the biggest crowd reaction outside of Usher. And that's what I'm sitting here saying. And that was the first time I actually felt like, damn, Atlanta really got behind Lotto and showed her a lot of love. Because she brought out Princess from Crime Mob. She brought out Roscoe Dash. She brought out Rashida. She brought out 21 Savage, Summer Walker. And then she brought out that girl. And listen to what I'm telling you. And that Alicia girl, Back Outside, I swear to God, that song literally got the biggest response outside of Usher. But that was Lotto seeing the foresight of seeing the future, almost like I'm gonna jump out there and do this song with this girl. I don't care who else don't know her. And now that's that girl, one of that girl's biggest songs. And in Atlanta, that's probably, for even Lotto, that's probably one of her biggest features. So that's, again, sometimes when I'm saying that, I don't care how y'all feel, just think about it. And just one of them takes that I sit here and say, I'm saying it now, I guarantee you, I cannot see a world where Sexy Red is still as hot and relevant as she is right now come the holidays. And I mean the holidays, I mean Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't see, realistically, I can't see it for her. I promise you, and it may sound crazy right now, but I like to have the same way I had with the Angel Reese takes, the Lamar Jackson, or whatever the case may be. Just when Thanksgiving and Christmas come, you'll be like, oh, all right, well, Mikey was right. Because we can see Ice Spice about to put out an album. She done put out 2 singles. Not a person that thought about none of them singles. Them singles been trashed. People been trashing her album covers, trashing the songs, and they sound horrible. She put out a song called Fat Butts. The song was garbage. She put out the flip of the Give Me the Light. The song was garbage. I'm telling y'all, it sounds crazy, but it may realistically, we got to be honest, that running on the Team Nicki thing may be a jinx for a lot of those female rappers. Shit, even for looking for JT, okay, that song was hot for a second, but now when the other girls get back in rotation on putting out music, when the last time you heard somebody use the OK jump? And that's the scary thing for when you get those hot songs on social media, it's only going to be hot until somebody else put out a hotter song. So even for JT, you had your second until, here come the Cardi, the Meg and Glow featuring Cardi. Then the next week it was Lotto featuring Meg and Flo Milli. And now here come Glorilla by herself. It was like, all right, now you ain't even listening to none of them songs no more. You're not even talking about them. Literally think about the Sexy Red. Sexy Red put out a whole project. And the song that people gravitate the most is probably the worst song on the project. And that's because it's a Drake feature. So that's a little bit different. So even for somebody like Sexy Red, it was like, okay, if I'm kind of like, what's keeping me relevant is being attached to Drake. And then his back is to the wall where he's not as scorching hot as he used to be. Now what's going to keep me relevant? So, I mean, that's just something to think about. Like I said, That's just my take. I don't think Sexy Red. I think it's over Ice Spice, period. But for Sexy Red, give it to the holidays. We can double back. I promise you, she won't be as hot as she is right now.